And please now welcome your presentation party, Matt Baines, General Manager of Johnson's Paint, and Steve Dawson, Chairman of the World Snooker Tour. The runner-up receiving a cheque for £140,000 and the silver medal. He's the runner-up today, but he is the reigning world champion. Give it up for Kyron Wilson. And the winner, receiving a cheque for £350,000, the Paul Hunter Trophy, and the title 2025 Johnson's Paint Masters Champion. He's back, Shaun Murphy. Once again, your champion, Shaun Murphy.
Congratulations to Shaun Murphy, a fourth Triple Crown title, a second Masters title. The smile is as wide as a mile. A decade after he thought that potentially his Triple Crown days of winning these great titles, as he said, might have been over. And there's the embrace with Peter Ebdon. Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, you know this feeling so well yourself. And I wonder what's going through this man's mind, especially when he sees his partner Joe and, of course, Peter Ebdon coming in. This is a very, very strong team now, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can see the delight in all their faces. I mean, like, he should be really proud of himself. I think also great for Peter Ebdon because he's been such a stalwart within the game, a great pro, and I think he's probably enjoying the challenge now of being a top coach. And it's great to have somebody like Shaun Murphy on his side. But Shaun Murphy, the #1 player this week by a long way, I feel. You know, and he's entertained the crowd so well. And he was a firm favourite of the crowd, I think, as well. They grew with him as the tournament went on.
But it's never sometimes the case that the best player in the week actually wins the trophy. That sometimes doesn't happen. The entertainers maybe get there, but this man has actually seen the course, he's stayed there. And I wonder what's changed in your minds about the way he's approached this week, Steve.
I think for me, he's looked like a winner. He's looked like, you know, that he's there to win. I think sometimes, as I've said, he looks like he's there to entertain more than to win. You know, you win first. He's entertained as well, but you win first. Your job is to come here and win the trophy, and to be, as I said earlier, be you know, a bit nasty about it, and be like totally cold and focused, and that's what he's looked. That's what's been different to me. That's what's impressed me this week. He's never taken that gaze, even when he's been in his chair, off the table. He's never looked around. He's never. So yeah, I mean, incredible. And I think cue ball control has stood out, immaculate.
So the showman has had the business head on, Steve.
Yes, but I mean, he's also been in the studio with us. You know, so yeah, in the past we've criticised him a bit for that. You know, commentating. Yeah, and so I'm pleased for him because I did a bit of that at one stage, and I felt like I could handle it. But you know, he's probably had a lot of people around him saying the same thing. You know, why are you doing this? Why are you commentating? Why are you in the studio? You know, concentrate and focus on just the match itself. But he's able to take that on board. It obviously relaxes him on the days off. And when he's played this week, he's looked fresh. He hasn't looked tired because he's done long stints in the studio or anything like that. And he's wiped the floor with everybody to some degree.
Well, it's vindication for all of these things, as you say. And he mentioned he's had some really tough defeats since he last lifted one of these things. He lost to Stuart Bingham in the World Championship final, to Mark Selby as well, just a few years ago. But I wonder, how many more now? And can he sustain this level, Stephen?
I think he can get better. I think this win, you know, if Kyron came back at him, if he'd have lost that match tonight, it would have been, you know, it would have been a disaster for him. But I mean, he's won it, and he's Kyron's come back, and then he's found the strength to get over the line and went over the line convincingly. I think he'll be, you know, if he keeps doing what he's doing and keeps that focus, and I presume Peter's in for the long term. You know, he's definitely up there as a winner for Sheffield.
And as John Parrott said in commentary, you know, the standard he's playing, if he can continue that standard and form, it's not always easy to maintain form over time. It is cyclical to some degree, but if he can maintain that standard coming into the World Championship, he's going to be a threat. It's not guaranteed. Every day is different on the snooker table. Every week's different as a sort of player, but he looks to be queuing as well as he's ever done. And if they've been working on that sort of keeping still during the shot, it's working for him.
And not every tournament's like this one as well. This one the top players really get up for. You know, he's got to go to the next tournament and start round one in a proper ranking tournament. It's going to be a different atmosphere.
20th anniversary, of course, since he turned up at the Crucible as, what, a 22-year-old back then, and took the whole tournament by storm. And again, we say this about so many players in this sport, the longevity of the man, and I wonder if this is actually resonating with you, Steve, because we talked about that 15-year gap between Masters titles for you, and you came back and you beat Ronnie O'Sullivan in '97. Do you identify a little bit with the emotions that must be flooding through this man at the moment in that regard?
Yeah, I do. I was totally elated when I beat Ronnie, and I mean, like, yeah, I was probably